Well, hey, good morning. It's Friday, June 3rd, 2022, around 8:50 a.m. And a lot of people are asking me what's going on with the market. Uh, Outside of Silicon Valley, it's kind of bloodshed. But here it seems like it's holding its own for a while now. We don't know where we're going. I mean, honestly, I have a listing coming up in Sunnyvale today. We're putting it up on market. I'm waiting for the photos to get finished and touched up. And then we'll have it up on market. 992 West Washington, Sunnyvale. If you want to come by this weekend, we're having open houses. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about what's going on in the market. And one of the main indicators I like to look at are the 40 days on market, or homes that have been on market over 40 days. And I think the report that I see is like 5 counties, not the 7 or 8 typical counties. So let me jump in and I'll start showing you right now. So here's what we're looking at here. This is the map setup. And what we're seeing is a lot of price decreases. People are just sitting there on the market saying, hey, you know what? I've been beat up for 15, 20 offers. The market's going to take a bit of a break and I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm not out of the market yet. I'm just going to sit. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see where the market is going to go. And that hurts the market a little bit, right? And also the stock market is taking a dump a little bit here and there. And I have people that work at Netflix and Facebook and all these big tech companies, and they're like, my down payment disappeared. So I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to hold off and see what happens. So a lot of people are kind of holding out. There's still a lot of demand, not as much as it was back in March. And we'll actually go there in a few minutes. So stay with me because we're going to look at the most expensive house sold in the last 3 months. And then also the highest sales price to list price ratio, which is kind of some fun with numbers because I'm, kind of a number nerd. Anyway, if you're looking at all of these houses, you're seeing new listings. When it says new listings, that means it just came into the market as 40 days on market. And this is all over. If you take a look at our little area here, this guy right here, I keep on looking at. I might have to go buy this one just because it just seems like it's probably overpriced. It's in relatively good condition inside, but it's also on a main avenue. So the price always has a lot to do with a bunch of things: condition, market, location. Even though this is Almaden Valley, where the average cost of a house is $2.5 million, this one is still squeaking around at under $2 million, and it's on market for 98 days, so over 3 months, right? Take a look at this map. So the problem is this is a major thoroughfare. This is a filter street, and that's why this one's on market for a long time. If you look at the house itself, I mean, could use a painting, right? It's not the prettiest house in the front. In the back has landscaping issues. But when you get inside, it's been semi-updated. I think this is the new laminate floor, which is plastic core instead of MDF, so it doesn't, expand when it gets wet. The fact that it's, I think if they had it staged up, after 30 days, typically we destage, and that's why you're seeing these photos. But if you stage up a house, this is another reason why. And I have a few videos in my channel as to why you should stage. I'll probably throw a couple links in there. But if you look, the house, you can see like the lighting's dated, the windows probably single pane. Let's see if there's actually cooling. Cooling, central AC. So, well, at least that's a positive. So, there's some other ones here, and you can see these two guys are still on market for a long time because they're really close to the freeway. This again, you see the houses that stay on market for quite a while are all because they're on busy streets or close to busy streets. Like this one right here is on Blossom Hill. Nobody wants to live on Blossom Hill. It just is. This guy, I can tell you, let's take a look at this one right here. That's so funny. I just got into contract on a house on Chesbro. So, and you know, low maintenance back or front yard. This looks like it's the same house, as a matter of fact. This one's a little bit smaller actually, but the kitchen's been massively updated. My kitchen was updated probably 10 years ago and it looked really nice, but it's not the white, cool gray features. It was more beige features. So, again, you know, you're looking at this and it's, well, this one's a tri-level. So that kind of turns people on and off if you either like a tri-level or you don't. So this is the main floor. This is where you sleep. And down here is the living room. There's a bathroom. And sometimes there's a laundry room there. I sold one of these on, so the house is really nicely updated, right? I can tell you straight up, though, let's take a look at why. So this is where Big Five, Dick's Sporting Good, Chavez Market, the old KFC, the old Marie Callender's, they're all gone now. Sushi is there. Over here are some fourplexes, McEwen's. So, oh, this is the McEwen's over here. So these are townhouses. I've sold houses back here before. As a matter of fact, right, let's take a look real quick. Right here, this house right here. Yeah, right against there, it was a townhouse. So, you know, townhouses, apartments. Not saying that this is a rougher neighborhood than where I sold, because I sold it right here. It's neither here nor there. Sometimes people just don't like the upgrades. So I don't know why this one, maybe the original list price was higher and they're a victim. No, the original list price is actually lower. So who knows? Maybe I have the gift. And the reason why I keep dodging my head is I have my camera lower on a tripod, but in front of the monitor. So it might be a little annoying, but let's take a look at this one. It's a nice standard ranch house. Not a big fan of that door. We have a couple of those on our street here. It's just kind of anyway. So there it is, right? I like granite. I'm a huge fan of granite, but it's the darker cabinetry. Cherry's not really all that in. Older tile on the floor. This really looks good, but it's dark. Dark. You don't want to sell dark today. And this fisheye lens thing, that just doesn't work. That's going to screw people up. So if I was a photographer, I would be working this over and brightening it up. But you know, for like $3,000, you can paint the cabinets, and it'll be a whole different house. It'll be a whole different house. I know everybody's like, "Oh, Cherry, it's nice." Doesn't help sell. Yeah, and that fireplace is a little dated. So let's take a look at the original list price. Days on market 67. Original list price just under $2 million. Now it's 18888. There's a reason why there's a culture that thinks 8 is a good luck number. And yes, it has central AC. So, you know, I don't know why this one doesn't sell, other than maybe people don't want to be backed up into or facing a school. That could be it too. So there's a lot of factors, right? Anyway, so fun with numbers. Over the last few months, we've seen just a huge growth in homes that have sold, right? In December 2021, we had a very low part of the market. Let me go up there. So red is active, green is sales. So kind of seen it kind of go up over the last month. We saw it plateau and then come back down. So supply was always underneath. Now we're over supply. So that means prices are going to equalize now. Sale prices over time. You've seen this. This is county-wide, right? You can't, we'll see some different prices here in a minute, but you can see that we're seeing a plateau here. We did see a little bit of a dip in January, but we're going to see it plateau. We might see even come down just a tad bit because there's some outskirt homes in different cities, and even like the east side of San Jose, you're going to see those kind of dwindle a little bit. So price per square foot is a huge indicator for me. I like to have this conversation with a lot of people. This is countywide. When we look at your house to sell it, we look at this in the area, and we look at it from a very 500-foot view down to a 10% variance of your house type view within a 1% or a 1 mile radius. So we have a lot of data that crunch into why we should sell your house at this price or list your house at this price. We hit our record of 1214 in March. That's price per square foot for Santa Clara County. That's the all-time high price per square foot record in all of Santa Clara County. That's all of Santa Clara County. That was during the height. Last year, we were saying that $1,000 a square foot was the firestorm, but it continued to go up and continued to go up. And then we hit 5.5% or 5.25 or 5.5. We're kind of seeing that, and we're seeing the rates are probably going to stay around there. It might go up to 6 a little bit. Just I'm not sure why they would allow that right now, because we're seeing the market kind of dwindle, as we know. But we're seeing it kind of hover at one point or $1,200 per square foot on the average, right? Okay, and that's the chart for price per square foot. You see it's kind of hovering right now. List price to sales price ratio. And that's a good segue. I think 16% on average was the highest that we saw right here. Again, February, that's February. So March kind of dwindled out. And here's your peak. Here's your chart. I know these are real hokey charts. I didn't take the time to export it and make a fancy graph. This is what you get on the MLS. So that's what I'm going with. All right. Now, let's take a look at this one right here. Highest priced home sold in the last 90 days. Original list price, almost $17 million. On the market for almost a year, about a year. We finally lowered the price, and we got a bite on March 12th during the high time. So this person, whoever bought it, still bought it overpriced, but there you go. And that's not the most expensive house in history in Santa Clara County, by the way. That's just what it is. But it's a really nice house, really pretty. $14 million, the highest one sold in the last 90 days. Okay. This right here is something is relatively new to me. I've just added this as part of my search over the last 4 or 5 months, just because I thought it was really nice to have. And I'm looking at records right now. So the lowest ratio close from this price to sales price is this one on Teresita. And go look at it real quick. Original list price was $2.38 million, and they had it on market for 30 days and finally got just over $2 million. That is the norm. And it just sold, just closed, and it was on market for 30 days. But that's about when the market started doing this, and we saw the. I've had homes that have just gone right at list price. So it is what it is. Now let me take a look real quick at the highest. This one was in Los Altos in Crestview. Oh, where is it? There. And it's not that exciting of a home, but it's near the country club, which is why it went. Started at 3 million, sold for 4.5, and it was almost 150% over list price. 100 or 1.48%, 148% over list price. Crazy times. And then the next one here on Forest, it's in the back streets by McClellan Ranch. So up in the hills a little bit. Older home. Sold, listed at 2.1, went for 3 million. Crazy times. So guys, that's where the market is right now. Just wanted to do these things once a week, just so you get an idea where we are with the market, plus or minus. People are thinking, oh, the market's still going to be strong. In my area, everything's really good. Same thing. It's one of those things where there's still going to be pockets that are hot. There's going to be pockets that are cold. So you have to really kind of do a very myopic dive, but also see what's going on at a 50-foot and a 500-foot level. And that's why we're doing these videos. So you, as a homeowner or a potential home buyer, can see if it's time for you to make a move. All right. I'm Vito Scarnecchia with the Abitano Group, powered by Compass. Have a great week. We'll see you out there.